Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Sid, aka Vicious274, coming at you with another review, and this time it's for a company called Woodywood trucks. And before I get into the review, just want to bring your attention to the title of the video. That is how the company spells their name. It is not a misspelled on my part. That's actually how the company spells their name. So for the purpose of this review, we're just going to call them Woodywood trucks to keep it simple. Now, before we get into the review, just want to show you the case that their trucks come in. It's a very well crafted and durable case. So you know the trucks are going to get to you in one piece. And they are mounted with 4 screws and 2 pieces of plexiglass holding everything inside the wood case. However, when you're opening this case, be careful because the mounting hardware is all loose. So be very careful when you're opening it and you don't lose any of your hardware. Alright, now getting into the trucks, these are what they look like. They come in a variety of colors. And this is the 3rd company that I know of that make professional fingerboard trucks. And that's with Black River, Y Trucks, and now Woodywood trucks. And I'm going to try to show you here on the base plate. They have their name stamped in the base plate, so you know it's their trucks. They are 32 millimeter, which is really good. It's the only size that they offer right now. But most people are getting into wider decks. So I really like the fact that they're 32 millimeter. And again, these are red hangers with black base plates. And again, they come in a variety of colors. Just going to let you know a few things that I like about the trucks and a few things that were a little, not disappointing, but a few things I didn't like about the trucks. The one thing that I liked about the trucks were the base plates. They're nice and wide and have plenty of material around the mounting holes. So you won't worry about any cracks around that area. So they're very durable. The hangers are very well painted and nice and smooth. And they're also tapered at the ends to allow your wheels to fit in a lot easier. The bushings are a little thicker than what I expected. But there's actually a reason for that, because these bushings are very soft, and these kingpins are inverted kingpins, which means they go down and not up. And I have these kingpins tightened all the way. They can't be tightened anymore, and they are still very loose feeling. But the reason why the bushings are thicker is so you avoid wheel bite. And I'm pushing these trucks all the way down, and the wheels are not catching on the bottom of the deck at all. So at first when I saw the bushings, I was like, that's a little different. I haven't seen bushings that thick, and I thought it was actually going to interfere with the pop or anything like that, but it really didn't. But then once I realized how loose the bushings are, I realized that they had to be that thick to avoid wheel bite for when you want to do tight turns or anything like that. So that was a really good idea on Woodywood trucks' part, which I really enjoyed. Again, the overall performance is amazing. The grinding is very smooth, very durable. But the one thing that I really, really liked about these trucks was the length of the axles. Now, I'm not sure if you can tell just by looking, but these wheels that I have mounted on these trucks are flat face, centralized dual bearing wheels. Now, the centralized dual bearing wheels are extremely difficult to fit onto regular trucks because the bearings are right in the center, so it doesn't really give you that much room to put on the wheel nut. So on most trucks, you'll have to glue the wheel nut on to use the centralized bearing wheels. With these, the wheel nuts, and they're not locking nuts, they're just regular Tech style wheel nuts, I was able to screw the nuts all the way and still have an amazing roll with my dual bearing wheels. And that all has to do with the length of the hangers. So having said that, if I'm able to use dual bearing centralized wheels, you could pretty much fit any wheel on these trucks. Black River Edition, backless, non-backless, any wheel. But if you're going to be using non-backless wheels, I would recommend putting in a wheel washer just so it doesn't wear away at the back of the wheel. Even though these hangers are tapered, they still might damage the back of the wheel. So just as a precaution, I'd recommend using washers on non-backless wheels. But again, that was my all-time thing that I loved about these trucks, is that you could fit any wheel and not have to worry about gluing any wheel nuts or having to have lock nuts. It is perfect in my opinion. I love the length of these axles. So the trucks do have a lot of pros. A few of the cons were when I was mounting the screws. The screws that came with the trucks were a great length. They were really long, and I like long screws. But unfortunately, for some reason, they wouldn't fit into the base plate. So I thought that you had to maybe pre-thread the base plates, which means that before you even put the trucks onto the deck, you take the screw and just screw it into the base plate itself. I managed to get the original mounting screws in, but they wouldn't go all the way. So I decided not to use those and just grabbed a set of regular Tech Deck style mounting screws and pre-threaded them into the base plate, which still took a little time, which is a problem that I've never experienced before with any other truck. For some reason, it was only with these trucks. But once I pre-threaded the base plates, I was able to mount on the trucks with, I'm not going to say no problem, but they were able to be mounted on. So that was one of the cons. It's not a big con. Once you overcome that problem, it's not a big deal anymore. The other thing that that I didn't really like was that the trucks come with no tool. And if this is going to be your first set of trucks that you order and you have no tool, then you're not going to be able to mount them. So my suggestion to Woodywood trucks would be to include a tool. Just in case if the person that's ordering the trucks does not have a tool. But having said that, in regards to the tool, these kingpins that he uses are, like I said before, they go downward and not upward. They're inverted kingpins. And the style that he used was a style that you had to use a tool of this type. I believe you call it a hex, or an Allen key is what we call it here in Canada. It's an Allen key. And if you don't have this tool, you're not going to be able to loosen or tighten these kingpins. So Phil at Affliction was nice enough to send me this tool for the purpose of this review. But before I did this review, I actually contacted Woodywood Trucks about this kingpin problem, and because they also didn't include the tool for the kingpin. So I told them that, not many people have access to this type of tool. Majority of fingerboarders have the regular Tech Deck style tool, and that it would be a good idea to use that style of kingpin. So they took that suggestion into consideration and are now making these trucks still with inverted kingpins, but with the pattern where you can use any style Tech Deck tool. So these ones that I have still have the Allen key style kingpin, but when you order from either Woodywood Trucks or Affliction, the trucks are now going to come with the kingpin that has the pattern where you can use any style Tech Deck tool. So I appreciate Woodywood Trucks for taking that suggestion into consideration and actually making the changes, because I think that makes the truck a lot more better. But yeah, I really appreciate them taking that suggestion into consideration. Another thing that I forgot to mention is the pivot cup. It does come already with a pivot cup inside, and it is the same material that is used for the bushings, and it actually is very durable. It kind of almost comes back to the neutral position, but usually with really loose bushings, it's kind of tough to do that, but these ones actually do it very well. So yeah, overall, these are great trucks. If you really like a loose style truck, you will love these. And I forgot to mention the price. They are $40 on either Affliction's website or Woodywood Trucks' website, which for professional fingerboard trucks is a really good price. Even though these trucks had a few cons, the pros of the trucks surpass the cons, in my opinion, which makes the trucks well worth it. So the Kingpins, again, are going to be a different style, so that con has been taken care of. The only cons would be the not having the tool and having to pre-thread the base plates with the screws before mounting them. But again, the length of the axles, in my opinion, surpass any of those cons because you could fit any wheel, which is, in my opinion, perfect. And the trucks are a great shape, they look nice, they come in a variety of colors, perform well, extremely smooth, and in my opinion, well worth the $40. So, if you want to get yourself a set of these great trucks, click on either of the links below. Woodywood Trucks website will be down there, as well as Afflictions. And again, they're only $40, so you can't go wrong. Alright guys, so go check them out, and keep fingerboarding. 2 fingers, peace.